Hey, Digital Deception viewers, I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. Today we're going to talk about the moon conspiracies. On May 25th, 1961, President John F. Kennedy issued a challenge that seemed utterly impossible to land a man on the moon and return him to Earth safely before the decade was out. This wasn't just a race for scientific glory, it was a battle for domination, technical superiority, military supremacy. By 1965, both the US and the Soviet Union were sending probes to the moon. But when those first pictures of the far side came back, a startling, terrifying reality began to dawn on the world's two superpowers. They weren't just running a race, they were too late. The moon, it seemed, was already claimed. On July 21st, 1969, while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were making history 60 miles below, astronaut Michael Collins was completely alone orbiting the moon in command module. Minutes of every revelation, Collins was cut off. No line of sight to Earth, no human communication, but as he plunged beyond the far side, something strange filled his headset, an eerie whistling sound. This wasn't isolated. Weeks earlier, the Apollo 10 crew heard the same thing. They called it whistling space music, a sound NASA dismissed as interference, but interference from what? It was coming from the side of the moon the radio waves from Earth couldn't reach. The event on the surface were arguably more dramatic. While the entire world watched, Armstrong and Aldrin, the official radio transcripts are slightly interrupted. 2 minutes of conversation are missing. Why? Because unofficial transcripts claim those 2 minutes contained a shocking exchange. The astronauts weren't alone. They were seeing them. Buzz Aldrin allegedly reported, they are lined up on the other side of the crater. They're watching us. This fear of an audience is perhaps why Apollo 11 left a specific item, a silicone disc barely the size of a coin, etched with messages of goodwill and a gold olive branch, a symbol of peace. They were armed not with just a flag, but with official plea to whomever they might meet. The notion of an alien presence is supported by several former insiders who claim NASA was actively covering up physical evidence in 1965. Navy Airman Carl Wolf was working on the Lunar Orbit project when a colleague showed him photos of the far side. What he saw were clear structures, base towers, and buildings. Wolf blew the whistle, but a year after making his public testimony, he was killed in a mysterious, unsolved hit-and-run accident. Aerospace engineer Dr. Ken Johnston claimed he saw pictures of alien cities and ancient machinery. He was specifically introduced to destroy the photos, but he saved a set. He was quickly fired. The common refrain from multiple sources, like contract workers Don Hare, was the same. NASA had a protocol to airbrush anomalies out before public release. Perhaps the most damaging circumstantial evidence is that the abrupt cancellation of the space race itself. Apollo 17, the last manned mission in 1972, both the United States and the Soviet Union suddenly and simultaneously abandoned their lunar programs. Before the lunar mission, both superpowers had clear plans for military bases on the moon, like US Project Horizon, yet everything stopped. Why would two bitter enemies committed to weaponizing space suddenly agree to stay away? The simplest, most conscriptural answer is that they were forced to. The moon was occupied, and the superpower that owned it was neither the Americans nor the Russians wanted to cross. Today, after a half a century, hideous. The moon race is back. China, India, Russia, and US programs and a host of private companies are all scrambling to return to the lunar surface. Whatever secrets NASA kept in the 70s, they cannot keep them for long. The moon is about to become a very crowded place. If there are alien bases, ancient ruins, are mile-high towers waiting for us, we will soon know the truth. And that truth will lead to one of two outcomes: the greatest discovery in human history or the end of it. What do you think is waiting for us on the far side of the moon? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and share. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for being Digital Deception viewers.